Hi guys, finally we move on to topic 5. How do we explain prehistoric times? We're going to start working on the page number 80. We're going to watch this video. Please pay attention.
Look, I found a fossil.
In a world where dinosaurs had once roamed free, a young man found a fossil.
Were you just trying to do a movie announcer voice?
Yeah, how was I?
Awesome.
So, where did you find it?
My brother and I were walking near the waterfalls when we saw some cool layers of rock.
Was it lying on the ground?
No, it was sticking out of the rocks.
What were you doing near the waterfalls?
Picking berries.
Can I see it?
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
I've seen that before. It looks like a kind of crab.
More like a crab's millionth great-grandfather.
1 minute. I know who to ask. My great-uncle Antonio. He was like a paleontologist in the 1970s, and one time he found a fossil that looked like that while he was digging in Mexico. It's a trilobite. Wow, they're eons older than dinosaurs.
How did you find that so quickly?
I knew right when I saw it, it was the same fossil that my great-uncle had found.
I think we just found the topic for the next show.
Before they went extinct, trilobites had already been on Earth for 250 million years before dinosaurs were even here. Trilobites first appeared in the Cambrian period about 522 million years ago.
Recently, scientists in the Antarctic found a creature that looks like a type of horseshoe crab. They haven't proved it yet, but they believe it's a living species of trilobite.
The discovery of the Cerulid isopod can help us understand the evolution of crabs and other sea creatures. Many early life forms are still with us, like the horseshoe crab, which looks a lot like the trilobite.
Fossils give us important information on how life began, while the isopod and modern-day sponge help us understand the evolution of these ancient animals. Did you know that the sponge has been on Earth even longer than the trilobite?
That's all for today. Thanks for watching Follow the Compass.
Don't worry, this one is man-made.
Now, in the exercise number 2, we have to read and complete this sentence. Number 1, petrify means turn into stone over time. Minerals replace this skeleton. Number 2, mold fossils. This fossils is from impression, a dead organism made in mud or sand. Number 3, trace fossils. This fossils is a trace of prehistoric activity such as this dinosaur sediment. Number 4, carbon film fossil. Films are made when delicate plants like this fern are compressed. Number 5, in materials such as amber, tar, or ice, animals or plants are well preserved. In number 6, a cast is made when minerals and footprints fill the impression in a mold. Now let's move on to the next page, 81. In the exercise 1, we have to listen and follow. After listen, read, and follow the comic, we are going to underline the past simple and the past continuous verbs.
Annie. What's this?
I'm not sure. I found it while I was digging in the yard.
Hey!
Andy, where's the bone?
Sorry. I was looking at the bone when Scamp took it. What were you doing?
I was emailing that TV show, Fossil Finders. We were going to be famous.
Oh no! Scamp!
Okay, guys, after reading this story about Quiet Sands, we're going to move to the next page, 84, exercise number 1. We have to read the story again and answer the following questions. Is Quiet Sands a big town? How do you know? What are Poppy's favorite fossil or stones? Number 3, does Mr. Stones think that only paleontologists can find fossils? Number 4, what do ammonites have in common with dinosaurs? Number 5, what does Poppy Mom think of fossils? And number 6, what do you think Poppy was happy when she returned the following summer? Why? Quiet Sand is probably a small town because it only has 2 shops. Number 2, Poppy likes the amber fossils. Number 3, no, Mr. Stone says anyone can find fossils. Number 4, ammonites and dinosaurs were both alive in prehistoric times. Number 5, Poppy's mom thinks fossils are uninteresting. Number 6, Poppy was probably happy that her fossil was on display. Now, in the exercise number 2, we have to choose a word from the story that match each definition. A general term for an animal, a sticky liquid from the inside of some trees, a scientist who studies fossil or prehistoric plants and animals. To say something suddenly without thinking. An object that is sharp and point. The inside or outside limit of something. Page 85, exercise 1. Listen and circle what is the talk about.
Welcome to the Fossil Roadshow. I'm Doc Rock, and I'm a paleontologist. Today, we're talking about how fossils are formed. Earlier this year, we were working in a desert when we found an enormous dinosaur skeleton. How did it get there? Well, I'll tell you. We usually find fossils in a kind of rock called sedimentary rock. Limestone is one example. Sedimentary rock forms when sediment settles at the bottom of a lake or the ocean. Over millions of years, many layers of sediment are pressed down by the weight of the water and turn into rock. When a plant or animal dies, it sinks to the bottom too. It gets buried in the sediment. Eventually, its skeleton becomes a fossil.
Exercise 2. Listen and number the pictures in order.
So let's imagine the story of the dinosaur fossil we found in the rock. Millions of years ago, this dinosaur was walking along by a river when it died. Its body sank to the bottom of the river. Over time, layers of sediment built up around the dinosaur's body. The minerals in the sediment replaced the calcium in the dinosaur's bones and teeth. The skeleton became a petrified fossil. But how did this dinosaur's bones get from the bottom of the lake to the top of the rock? Earth's surface is made up of giant pieces called plates. When those plates move and push together, they can lift rock upward. The rock moved up, but the dinosaur fossil was still inside. You couldn't see it. So how can we see it today? A process called erosion. Water and wind wore away the layers of rock over millions of years, uncovering our fossil.
Okay, guys, after reading this story, the La Brea tar pits, move to the next page, 92, and we're going to make the exercise number 1. Read again and match the causes with effects. Earth experienced an ice age. Glaciers trap water in the form of ice. Oil was pushed up to Earth's surface. Animals walk into the tar pits. Asphalt changed the color of the bones. Exercise 2. How did fossils form at La Brea? Number the steps in order. Number 1. Plants and animals sank into the asphalt in summer. Number 2. The asphalt cooled and hardened in winter. And number 3. Over time, their remains became preserved fossils. Exercise 3. Read the sentence and mark check or X. The animals from the tar pits are 1.8 billion years old. The largest animals from the Ice Age are now extinct. Only the fossils of extinct animals are ever found. The climate in Los Angeles has always been the same. Other areas near La Brea also have fossils in asphalt. Exercise 4. We have to find the name of the prehistoric animals in the text. Then look and label. Number 1, mastodon. Number 2, ground sloth. Number 3, saber-toothed cat. And number 4, bison. Exercise number 1 of the page number 93. We are going to listen, follow, and complete the timeline.
A timeline of our ancestors. 65 million years ago, after the dinosaurs had become extinct, mammals started to become the dominant animals on Earth. The first primates, ancestors of today's apes and humans, appeared in the trees about 55 million years ago. Much later, about 4 million years ago, they began to walk on 2 legs. The first pre-humans were Australopithecus. They existed between 4 and 2 million years ago. Then early humans arrived. Homo naledi had evolved by between 2.8 and 2.5 million years ago. After that, 1.9 million years ago, Homo erectus existed. Finally, Homo neanderthalensis evolved 1.5 million years ago.